left hand, there's a pedal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I want you to press that with your left foot.
Oh, left foot.
Yep. Fully down.
Fully down.
Now, you'll know you're in the correct seating position if you press it fully down and there's a little bit of a bend in your knee.
I know, I feel very, I feel like I'm getting cramp already.
Yeah, so what you do is, if you feel like as though it's not in the correct seating position, with that lever you just pressed a little while ago, I want you to put your hand back on the steering wheel and I want you to adjust it until you're at a comfortable seating position and there's a little bit of a bend in your knee.
Oh yeah, I feel it's more comfortable.
Yep. Now the reason why it's important to have that bend in your knee, because that pedal, which I will explain to you in further detail, is the only pedal that fully goes down.
Oh.
And if you're not in the correct seating position, you don't want to have to move out of your seat to press it down.
Oh, right.
It's really important.
It's really important.
It's very important because if you're moving out of your seat, you're going to have less control, aren't you?
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A seatbelt we've talked about. Do you remember how you apply your seatbelt?
Oh, that's the seat finish bit now, is it?
Nope, sorry. The back of the seat. Sorry.
Oh, no, this one. Yeah, because I've been out with my mates.
Yep. So what you do is...
Yeah, we wind it right back so we look cool.
Yeah. So if you wind it right back and you look out the windscreen, how much of the road ahead can you see?
I can see loads of it.
But you've got a gap between you and the seat behind. Now this protects you if ever you're involved in an accident.
Yeah, well, I look cool is like this, doesn't it?
You look cool, but will you stay alive to look cool? Is the question you need to ask yourself. What's more important, looking cool or staying alive? If the answer to that is staying alive, then I suggest you put your seat forward. Yeah. Now you put your seat forward, and I want you to hold the steering wheel with both hands in the 10 to 2 position, imagining the steering wheel is the shape of a clock. 12 being at the top, 3 being on your right hand side, 6 being at the bottom, and 9 being on your left hand side. I want you to hold it in the 10 to 2 position. Right, now what I want you to do is I want you to put your hands with your wrists on the top of the steering wheel. You've got to stretch a bit, so I want you to put your seat a little bit forward. Because you need
the whole
to have...
seat?
No, just a little bit up until...
Oh, this feels really uncool. I feel like a learner driver now.
Well, let's not forget you are a learner driver.
Right, yeah.
So I want you to put your hand all around the steering wheel.
All right.
Yep. So you've got full control of the steering wheel now, yeah?
Nice.
Yep. And last but not least is the head restraint. This is a head restraint and not a headrest.
All right.
What it does is it helps protect your neck in a case of a collision, where if you were to have whiplash, if this head restraint is not fit in the correct position, your head will jolt backwards.
All right.
So what it does is it protects you.
I get money for that, don't I?
You may get money for it, however, your neck will be bruised for a very long time and it will prevent you from doing half the sports that I know you love to do. Yeah. So the way we check our head restraint is if you touch the top of the head restraint, it should be more or less lined with the top of your head, and the sides should be lined with the side of your ears. So the top of your head, put your hand at the top.
Yeah.
Watch me. Put your hand at the top.
Yeah.
It should be at the top. So we don't want it too down, because if it's too down, it's not going to protect your head.
All right.
Yep. And the sides is normally lined on and around near your ear.
All right.
Yeah.
It's adjustable, is it?
It is. It's adjustable. What there is there's a button on the side. What you do is, I don't want you to do this just yet. And you put it up. It locks into place. It should lock into place.
Yeah.
And you can adjust it if anyone's slightly taller. Obviously, you're not going to have that problem, so we're all right. And because if you have it too high, if you noticed, it's high. I've still got a gap. So if I was to have an accident, it wouldn't really protect my neck, would it? Yeah. So I'm just going to put that back down. So do you understand the purpose of that now, yeah? Okay, seatbelt. Now, we've talked about how you apply the seatbelt. Do you remember how you do that?
My furthest hand.
Seatbelt.
Grab hold of it.
And what do you do with the other hand?
Pull it out.
Yep. Now, you remember you hold it underneath to make sure there's no twists and turns.
Yeah, there's no twists and turns.
Yep. And you make sure it's over your shoulder.
Oh, I can't wear anything over my shoulder.
The reason why, it's very important to wear it over your shoulder.
I can't.
The reason why...
It makes me sick.
It makes me sick as well, but it's got to be done. It's a safety precaution. The reason why it's important to wear it over your shoulder and not under is because if you were involved in an accident, do you remember how I told you if you tug it a little bit, it locks?
Yeah.
Yeah? And if it was under your shoulder, you'd just jerk forward, wouldn't you?
I I don't mind jerking forward, but I hate feeling sick.
You will if your head hits the steering wheel and your airbag hasn't gone off, or if your airbag has gone off and if your airbag hasn't gone off and you hit the seat forward, hit the steering wheel, obviously you injure yourself. Also, if there was someone sitting at the back of you, a slightly larger person, and they didn't wear their seatbelt, for argument's sake, and they were to move forward in their seat, you'd go straight forward into the steering wheel. Yeah? Seatbelts, responsibility of the driver as well.
Yep. So should I put this on?
Yep. So, do you remember how you put it on, yeah?
Okay.
Clicks.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, if you notice there's a twist in your seatbelt. Right. If there's a twist in your seatbelt and you were involved in an accident, you would cut yourself, because if you touch that material, it's a very strong material.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah?
Like webbing, innit?
Yep. So I want you to take that twist out of that. So I want you to feed your fingers through it and straighten it out.
Oh.
So I want you to take that off again. I want you to keep hold of it while you're feeding it back.
I'll take it off again, do I?
Yep, press that button. Press that red.
Oh, it's gone
Have
now.
you taken it? Yep. So if you can feed your fingers through it and there's no twist or turn in it,
All right.
then you'll know that you're wearing it the correct way.
Yeah, right.
Very important.
All right.
Yeah. Wearing a seatbelt is the driver's responsibility. Anyone under 14 that's in your car that has not got a seatbelt, you would get fined for that. It's a very serious offence. It's very important. Anyone over 14 is their responsibility. However, morally, it'll be your responsibility. Me, myself, I wouldn't drive anyone in my car if they did not have a seatbelt, whether they're at the front of the car or at the back of the car. So it's very important. Because, like I told you earlier, if there was an accident and the person at the back wasn't wearing a seatbelt, they would be pushed forward, and obviously the pressure of the back seat, it would force you to head straight into the steering wheel or the front screen. So it's very important.
So they might injure me.
They might injure you. You probably have less damage of the fact that the car ahead, and you probably have more damage and injury with the person behind not wearing a seatbelt. You might need to stop in an emergency. You might have prevented the accident ahead, but because they didn't wear a seatbelt at the back and they've pushed forward, you'd still go into that steering wheel or into the windscreen.
Yeah, but my friends are very argumentative.
Well, then you just wouldn't take them, would you? Because, again, safety. You've got to ask yourself that question, what's more important? Your life or them disagreeing with you? Again, moral responsibility. Anyone under 14, your responsibility.
I'll have no friends left, but it doesn't matter.
But you'll stay alive, won't you? You can always make new friends, but once
Yeah.
you're dead, let's be honest, you can't come back to life, can you?
No.
Yeah. So anyone under 14, like I said, your responsibility. You do have child seats. You've got to make sure they're fastened properly. It's your responsibility.
Okay.
And last but not least is the mirrors.
You got loads of them, haven't you?
We have these two here,
Yeah.
3 here. Wow. These 3 here, I don't want you to pay attention to. They won't be in a normal car.
All right.
They're for my purposes. The ones you've got to pay attention to is the middle one, interior mirror, and the 2 side door mirrors.
All right.
Interior mirror here, we adjust it sitting in our normal driving position, and we want to see the whole of the back screen with it. So what I want you to do is we use our left hand to adjust the mirror, and we use the outsides of it. The reason why we do not touch the glass is because if we smudge or smear it, it'll be a distraction.
We can
when
clean
we're
that,
looking
couldn't
back. Not while you're driving, you won't be able to, because you don't want to be moving out of your seat. You want to be
Right.
concentrating on the road
Yeah.
ahead. So it's always better to adjust it with your left hand
All right.
on the outsides.
Yeah.
So you don't want to touch any of it. You don't want to be holding it like that, because your vision will be a bit blurred. You won't know whether you can see. What we do is we imagine the back of the window as a picture, and we adjust this as we pretend this outside bit is the frame,
Right.
and we've got to hang the frame on the picture to make sure we can see the whole of the back window.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at hanging pictures.
Well,
I always get them crooked.
well, you didn't know how to drive a car, but by the end of our lessons, you will be fantastic at it. So, I want you to sit in your normal driving position now. The reason why, no, just give me a second. Patience is a virtue. The reason why it's very important to sit in your normal driving position while adjusting the mirrors is because when you are driving, you're looking ahead. You don't want to move out of your seat, because if you are moving out of your seat, they're normally tend to say, as an example, that your eyes tend to follow your hands. So if you will be looking that way because you've moved forward, your steering will probably be going that way.
When
you
my
wanna,
push bike. I look over my right shoulder, I tend to go to the right.
to the right, exactly. So you've got a little bit of an experience behind
That's
why.
why I'm learning to drive.
That's it. So I want you to sit in your normal driving position.
All right.
And with your left hand,
Yeah.
remember the outsides of the plastic bit.
Yeah.
I want you to hold it with your left hand.
Left hand, yeah.
Left hand on the outsides,
outside,
on
yeah.
the sides.
Yeah.
On the outsides, like me, just watch like this. So you're holding it like
Yeah.
that because you don't want to smudge or smear any of the
Alright,
screen.
Yeah.
And I want you to imagine the back screen as a picture.
All right.
And I want you to put the outside of this frame on the picture as straight as can be.
All right. It's the first time I've ever hung a picture straight. I think that's probably right now.
So what can you see from that back room?
I can see a portrait of the whole back window.
Mm-hmm.
I can see a bit of my head restraint. I can see the top and bottom of the window.
Yep.
I can actually see the corner of your window and a bit of your head restraint as well.
Okay, brilliant. Now, the reason why we use this interior mirror is for distance and speed of vehicles behind us.
All right.
What we do is, in order to update ourselves to know what's going on behind us, this is the mirror we use. Now, this mirror, I know we haven't adjusted the side mirrors just yet, and I will talk about that, but this mirror, the glass in there is flat glass.
Oh.
It shows us a true reflection of what's going on behind us,
Oh.
which is why whenever we change directions, change speeds, we always use the mirrors in pairs, but we always use the interior mirror and then the outside mirror. Because first we want to know the true reflection of what's going on behind us, and then we want to know, well, again, I'll explain why we use these side mirrors in a minute.
Yeah.
So that is a true reflection, distance and speed of vehicles behind us. Now, the right door mirror. I want you to look through the right door mirror.
Yeah.
If you notice at the top, there's a button that looks a bit like a joystick.
That.
Yep. That is going to help you adjust that mirror.
Oh.
Now, what we want to see is about 2 fingers of the car, half sky, half ground. Now, just before you start pressing it, I will hand you the key, and I want you to turn it once, clockwise. Clockwise, which is that way. Clockwise, remember clockwise. Anti-clockwise. Clockwise. Stop confusing me.
Oh,
Do
right.
my head in.
Forward, you mean?
Forwards,
Oh, yeah.
that's
Yeah.
it.
I'm not very good with clockwise.
I want you to turn it once forward. Don't want you to turn it any more than that.
Yeah.
And that will help because these mirrors are electric.
All right.
And because they're electric, the car needs to be on.
Yeah.
Yep. So you to hold that. And there's, you know how you've got a door at home? When you turn the key, it goes into a slot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, on the right-hand side,
Oh, yeah.
if you look carefully,
yeah.
there's a slot.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh,
You
fair
to
enough.
put the key in that.
Oh, yeah.
I just want you to turn it once. Just once until it clicks. Yep. That now has put the electrics on.
All right.
So if you notice at that joystick, it says R, L and a 0.
All right.
Yeah? If you turn that where that dot is at R,
All right.
yep, that will adjust your right mirror. Now, if you use a joystick, have you got a PlayStation at home?
Yeah.
Yep. So you know how to use joysticks. Now, if you move it around a little bit, like it's a joystick,
Wiggle
you
it.
can see, wiggle it around a little bit. Can you see
Yeah.
the mirrors moving?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So now what I want you to do is I want you to see 2 fingers of the car in your normal driving position, because remember how we've discussed.
I can see the
If
door
you-
handles.
Yep. So you can see about 2 fingers of the car, yeah?
Yeah, I can see the door handles, yeah.
Yep. And how much of the sky can you see?
The sky comes in at the top.
And the ground?
I can see a bit of sky at the top.
Yeah.
I can see the door handles.
Yep.
And I can see the road. And I can see that car coming up behind me.
Yep. Fantastic.
Blue.
Now, we use that mirror for checking if any vehicles are overtaking us.
All right.
Yep. And also, if you look into that glass
Yeah.
and you look into this glass, can you see the difference between it?
Yeah, they're both glass.
Yep. The car behind you.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Yep. Can
Blue.
you see it through that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different car.
It's actually the same car.
No, it's not.
Those mirrors are convex mirrors. They're a bit curvy. It gives you a further view of vehicles.
All right.
Yeah. So you can actually see a wider view. This is why we look at the true reflection before we look at the further view.
All right.
Yeah. So I want you to now adjust your left door mirror. I want you to turn that dot to the L. And just the way you used it as a joystick, I want you to see 2 fingers of the car and a bit of the sky, a bit of the ground. About 50% sky, 50% ground.
Okay, sky. Yeah.
Yeah, I want you to sit in your normal driving position, because remember, if you're leaning over, because you want to see what's going on.
It's going to affect that.
It is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sitting like this, I can see the door handles.
Yep.
See the sky at the top. And I can see that car that is miles away behind me.
Yeah, because it looks further away, because that's what that glass does. It's a convex glass. You probably won't remember the name of it, however, you'll know that that just shows it further away.
Oh, right.
This is why we look at the true reflection first. So if we were to go left, for example, we'd want to know exactly what the cars behind us are doing, and then we use these mirrors to see if anything's overtaken us, if there's bicycles and stuff, and then we react accordingly.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, last but not least, if you put it back on the 0,
Oh,
now,
I don't play.
no,
Oh,
because you don't want to play with them, because if you then mess them up, you're not at your normal
Oh, right, yeah.
mirror, whatever. Okay, last but not least is an area called the blind spot, and that is what our mirrors do not cover. And it is between, do you remember how we were looking over our shoulder? We were looking between our head restraint and our door pillar.
Oh, yeah, it really hurts my neck.
Yeah, it does hurt your neck, however, you've saved their life if there was a car coming. So what's more important, neck injury or saving someone's life?
Oh.
So when you do start to drive, you do have to get your priorities intact, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want you to look over your right door mirror and your right door pillar and your head restraint. So I want you to look over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Look over your shoulder, head restraint, door pillar.
Oh, head restraint, door pillar.
Yep. Can you see that lamppost there? Between your head restraint and your door pillar?
Oh, yeah, I can see a lamppost, yeah.
Can you see it through that side mirror on your door mirror on your left?
Yeah.
Right, sorry.
I can, yeah.
You can?
Yeah.
Sit in your normal driving position. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Bloody do my head in, you do. Okay, so look over your shoulder again.
Yeah.
Head restraint, door pillar. Can you see that dustbin?
Yep.
Yep. So I want you to sit properly. Can you see it through there?
No.
Okay. That there is your blind spot. So if there was a car to come...
I can see it if I lean forward.
Yeah, but we don't want to be leaning forward, do
right,
we?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
we need to be sitting in our normal driving position. So if you look and you see that dustbin, that could potentially be a car coming, a motorcycle coming.
Yeah.
So it's very important as you move off.
Thank you very much.
My head in.
Well done. Well done. Well done. The only reason I've stopped you is running out of time.
Okay.
Yeah? Yeah, very good. Very good. Just 2 small little errors. It was very good right from the off.
Funny thing is, I did remember the key, just forgot about it last minute.
Yeah, it's the first time we've done it, so
Yeah.
I reminded you of it. Best thing doing is stop. You had nice control of me. As I said to you, this is an appropriate road. You made sure I kept my hands in my lap. When you turn the engine off, just take the keys
Yeah,
out,
no,
put them up there. Yeah?
I did with my moving off and stopping, but yeah.
Yeah, but you did cover yourself by saying don't touch your fiddle. But I could start the engine, couldn't I?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, just think with a real learner, you wouldn't need the keys in there, would you?
Yeah, definitely.
So as soon as you switch the engine off, take the keys out, just put them up there. You know where they are, then, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If as your examiner or your trainer, I want to open the windows, I will do it at a roll. I'll ask your permission.
Okay.
I will give the keys straight back to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a couple of little errors there. I honestly didn't hear you say close the door after I got out.
I did, that's what. Okay, we'll play it back and see anyway.
Was it at the back of the car? What is it? By the time you said it?
No, I'm sure I said when you open the door, you've got to make sure you close it.
I think this time,
Gone into detail.
I noticed on YouTube somebody's come out on your side about they saw your ponytail move when you.
I told you.
But they certainly won't be on your side this time if you didn't say it.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
we'll wait and see.
Yeah. So why is it important to close the door?
Because obviously if someone was coming, they'd go straight into it, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Could be a partially sighted person.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the way you got me to look at the rest of the doors. I like the way you didn't let me wander out onto the road.
Yeah.
That's called controlling. I like the way you showed me how to open the boot and you let me how to go myself. That's really good, yeah? Yeah, we got in the car. You done the right thing. You left the door on the first latch.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm going to play around a little bit. I could see through the door mirror that the door was enclosed, but I'm not going to tell you that, yeah?
Yeah.
Because I was trying to point you towards the
light, yeah.
Yeah? It's a great big display, isn't it?
Yeah.
And on this car, you've also got...
Yeah, that is
Yeah?
brilliant.
Yeah, it's absolutely...
Mine just beeps.
Well, it would if you drove away.
Yeah.
But I have got that visual display right in front of me, haven't I?
Yeah.
Yeah? That tied in with the lights, there's really not much... I've got to be totally to drive away without the doors, yeah?
Yeah.
And you are quite right, the door won't open, but if we had an impact, the structure of the car would be affected,
Structure,
yeah?
that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, I still think my book's better than yours, and you should get used to it.
Mine's better than you.
Because it would have brought you right from the bottom of the seat right up to the top of
Truth
the
is,
seat.
because I went into thingy, I wasn't even paying attention to it. I just had it there just to remind myself.
Yeah, you control me very well with the handbrake. You know, I was checking it to make sure the car doesn't roll. You told me not to go anywhere near the button, and even when I did try to go near the button, you told me to back off.
Yeah.
So you know, I felt you controlled me 100%. Just that little slip up with the with the door.
Oh, yeah.
With the steering, we could have just mentioned, can I see the dials?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? A couple of minor errors there. Not a problem in the slightest. I would have marked that as a very good 5. Yeah?
Okay.
It was good right from the off. You were nice and polite to me, but you made me watch. Yeah? And that was good. You explained everything really well. You explained about the steering. Obviously, I'm going to verbally test you as well, and they're going to verbally test you by, you know, if I drive, you know, my wife drives with her elbow on the window, blah, yeah?
Yeah.
You came in with the right answers. And we would have run out of time at this stage.
Yeah.
So it's not about how far you get, it's the level of detail, and the level of detail there was fine. It's not as if you were going around the house and spending ages.
Yeah.
It was all spot on, yeah?
Okay.
It was really good.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yep.
Excellent.
I always used to think going as far as blind spots would be 2 less, but I guess it's
Let
all
me just
right.
start the engine. Now, if you speak to Deb, she'll find that that's as far as she got. Okay, you might get as far as the gas pedal and the brake pedal and the clutch. Don't worry if you do. But we had actually reached the time there, yeah. So, but it wasn't that you were dragging your heels or anything. It was all good detail, and to me, I would have given that a 5. If you'd have got me to close the door, you'd have been knocking on the door of a 6 very, very heavily, yeah? So well done.
Thank you.
And that's all from just practicing.
Practicing what?
Yeah, I am going to be an annoying pupil, because you have to look upon me as, if you don't control the environment that we're in, I am going to be a nightmare to you, am I?
Lucky for me, I've got plenty of training having children, so we're all right.
Watch the sarcasm, yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't obviously say it to them.
Yeah, well, obviously practice it on me as well, yeah. It was a bit of banter, but just make sure it doesn't turn into sarcasm, yeah. Yeah, don't forget, I'm paying you for this, and I can get sarcasm a lot cheaper than this, yeah. But it was very, very good.
Okay.
It was very, very good. I really enjoyed it.